Welcome class, myself Professor D.S. Rai, Department of Civil Engineering, BBD, ITM Lucknow. Today we will cover a course KCE 076 Urban Transportation Planning. We have already finished 36 lecture and today lecture is 37, in which we will cover economic evaluation method. References we have taken Chakravarti Partha and Das Animes, Principle of Transportation Engineering, Papacosta, CS and Prebendas, PD, Transportation Engineering and Planning, Kadiali, LR and Lal, NB, Principle and Practice of Highway Engineering, R. Srinivas Kumar, Introduction to Traffic Engineering, S. K. Khanna and C. G. Justo, Highway Engineering. Some material have been taken from NAPTEL and some material have been taken from internet. Contents today we will cover purpose of economic evaluation, assumptions, basic concept of economic analysis, economic aspects, total transportation cost, construction cost, maintenance cost, road user cost, social benefit, factor affecting the road user cost, vehicle factor, traffic factors, environmental factors, stage involve economic evaluation, evaluation approaches, net benefit approach, method of economic evaluation. So, we will take up one by one. First, economic evaluation. What is economic evaluation? Economic evaluation is the process of systematic identification, measurement and valuation of the input and outcomes of two alternative activities and the subsequent comparative analysis of these. The purpose of economic evaluation is to identify the best course of action based on the evidence available. Economic evaluation is defined as the systematic appraisal of cost and benefit of project normally undertaken to determine the relative economic efficiency of program. Now, what is the purpose of economic evaluation? The preparation of highway plan at the national, regional or local level to rank schemes within highway sector plan competing for scarce resources in order to priority, to compare mutually exclusive schemes and select the most attractive one, to determine whether a scheme under consideration is worth investment at all. The evaluate alternative strategy, stage construction or full construction, because India is a developing country and here the resources are limited. So, we cannot go or think for full construction all the time. Of course, some important project may be taken for the full construction, but there are many things which required stage constructions, in which part of the construction have been taken looking the resources available, and the in next stage will go for the rest construction. The alternative specifications such as flexible payment or rigid payment, what are the difference? In flexible payment, the cost is I mean to say less cost involved in flexible payment, but maintenance cost is too high in case of flexible payment, whereas in rigid payment initial cost is too high, but maintenance cost is less. So, we can think the alternative specification of which could be taken. Alternative policies such as increased outlay of maintenance or rehabilitation. In maintenance also we can think the different alternatives are available depending on the cost or economic evaluation. There are alternative design standard also we can take up it. The next is alternative policy option on the axle load. So, there are many things covered under the economic evaluation. Then the next is the marginal differences. What are the differences and which could be taken? All sequences should be considered. Analysis period should not extend beyond the period of reliable forecast. So, our analysis period should not exceed beyond the reliable forecast. The next is all future cash flow to be brought to a common time datum. Now, there are many assumptions in economic evaluation. So, the first is resources are scarce relative to the possible use for them. Expenditure on highway transportation is as compared with the expenditures on the other things are not presumed to have any special employment creating or other beneficial microeconomic effect. There would have to be evidence for the superior Keynesian multiplier repercussion of investment in a highway as compared with the investment in other transportation facilities, hospitals, schools, housing, private enterprises, etc. If there were unemployment of a specific highway transportation resources coupled with a single lack of mobility of such resources for switching to other field, these special conditions would normally be reflected in a lower factor prices. They would be taken care of automatically in the analysis. Means we cannot leave any constraint in economic evaluation. There is one public agency in charge of transportation matter within the metropolitan region or other area under study. This agency is SOVAR, within its jurisdiction boundary. Efficiency of the appropriate administrative organs is guaranteed. It is assumed that the necessary institutional and administrative arrangement can be made to carry out policies which were found desirable on analytical ground. In country like India, a district boundary is supposed to be the administrative boundary in which generally developments are also taken up. So, whatever we are thinking, that mainly on the district level, district boundaries. Though many national highway, state highway are also considered within, outside of the district and even outside of a state. The chosen metropolitan or other transportation agency has as its objective the a specific case study. The chosen metropolitan or other transportation agency has to its objective and the promotion of the public interest. Such public interest is whole and individual within the authority geographical area of jurisdiction. Whenever there is a conflict of interest, different functional or sectional group, user or non-user, suppliers and consumers, private and public organization, business and non-commercial function, etc., are given impartial consideration. The chosen public agency will consider all the important effect of possible action. No repercussion will be ignored or rejected by the engineering or economic analytics just because other disciplines are involved. This assumption is in accordance with the tenet of scientific method that all pertinent evidence must be brought to bear upon the problem on hand. Reliable field data will be obtained. So, for the economic evaluation, the data are very important. So, the data collected should be reliable, otherwise whole thing will go in vain. The metropolitan decision makers have no vested interest or prejudices in the favor of public or a private ownership of factors of production or in a favor of one particular technology. Means decision makers have a very open minded, so they can take a perfect decision. There is no preconceived notion. For example, that driving in automobile by itself is a good for the economy and constitutes the proper metropolitan way of life. Proposals are considered strictly on the basis of their merits as revealed by unbiased analysis. Now, basic concept of economic analysis. So, we can think whereas the transportation is concerned, we have to think in a different level. First is a national viewpoint. Second, differences between the economic analysis and the financial analysis. Then analysis is a study of future. All possible analysis should be considered. Cost and benefit component of equal magnitude. For the economic analysis, we have to think at the national level, at the state level, or district level. So, that could be compared. We cannot think when you are thinking about the expressway or national highway connecting, suppose Kanyakumari to Kashmir. These are completely a different view. Because this analysis is best for the future. So, we have to think over it. We should think the different alternatives. We cannot think the cost and benefit component in a separate magnitude. Economic aspects deal with the economic cost and benefit from the point of view of the country as a whole. To estimate the economic cost, two adjustments are necessary. Taxes and custom duty must be deducted. The foreign exchanges component must be shadow priced. So, now come to the components. Total transportation cost. This will include three components. One is construction cost, then maintenance cost, and third is road user cost. So, the total transportation cost constitute construction cost, maintenance cost, and road user cost. In construction cost, many things are included, like survey of the project, investigation, either soil investigation or traffic investigation, and design cost. This should be included in the construction cost. In construction cost, land acquisition cost is also included, because without land acquisition we cannot go for construction. And after that, the construction cost, actual construction cost of the transportation has been also included in construction cost. Physical contingencies, supervision, quality control, these all are included in construction cost. Apart from that, administrative charges are also included in construction cost. So, these all parameters are included in construction cost. Then come to the maintenance cost. That includes ordinary repairs, periodical repair, operational expenses, supervision and operational charges. Highway, especially highway and other mode of transportation needs ordinary repair every year. whereas depending on the conditions, periodic repairs are also required, like maintenance, flexible payment. There is provision of overlay after each 4 or 5 years. Operation expenses are also included in maintenance cost. During operation, supervision and operations charges are also included in the maintenance cost. Then come to the road user cost, and this road user cost are some of part are hidden. We cannot exactly evaluate how much cost will involve. So, that will include vehicle operating cost, in which fuel and lubricant costs are included. During maintenance, spare parts are also included, tire costs, maintenance labor cost are included in vehicle operating cost. Some fixed cost like insurance etc., are also included in the vehicle operating cost, and crew cost are also included in the vehicle operating cost. So, this is the one part. Now, come to the time cost, which is not included correctly, evaluated correctly. So, these are included: value of occupation time, value of goods in transit, value of time and commercial vehicle. The next is accident cost, and the cost of human fatal accident, loss due to injuries, cost of hospitalization, damage to property, vehicle. So, these are comes under the road user cost. Road user benefit, vehicle operating cost saving, value of travel time saving, value of saving in accident cost, saving in maintenance cost. So, these are the road user benefit. Now, come to the social benefit, improvement in administration, because if the transportation sector improves, then the administration will improve. Law and order and the defense are also benefited due to transportation system, better transportation system, improvement in health and education, improvement in agriculture, industries, trade, mining and environmental standards, appreciation in the value of land adjacent to the roads. Factor affecting road user cost. So, first is roadway factors, that include pavement width, surface type, riding quality, vertical profile, horizontal geometry, number of junction per kilometer. These are the factors affecting the road user cost. Now, come to the vehicle factors, that includes type of vehicles, age of the vehicles, make of the vehicles, engine horsepower, power weight ratio. The traffic factors, here the traffic volume, how much vehicle is passing through a section of the road in a unit time. Second is traffic composition, and especially in India, the composition of traffic is a mixed traffic, rickshaw, car, jeep, truck, every vehicles are moving on the same road. So, the traffic composition are completely mixed. Speed and congestions are the factors. Environmental factors includes weather, rainfall, temperature, altitude of the place. Stages involved in economic evaluation, identification and definition of the project, collection of economic basic data, traffic survey in existing facilities, selection of policy variables for the analysis and decision, inventory of existing routes, traffic projection, etc. Engineering design of proposed alternatives schemes, estimation of cost of new facility as per all alternative considered, traffic analysis of existing road and new facilities, estimation of user benefits, economic analysis. Now, come to the evaluation approaches. Here there are many methods by which we can evaluate, but here we will concentrate only two methods for the evaluation. First is a benefit cost ratio approach. The projects are compared on the basis of the average benefit per unit cost. The project with the greatest ratio of benefit to cost is selected, impacted by the classification of an event as a cost or a benefit. Then the next is a net benefit approach. The projects are compared on the basis of the excess of benefit over cost. The total cost are subtracted from the total benefit, determine the highest differences, ignores relative magnitude of project with use of an absolute value. There are many methods for economic evaluation: equivalent uniform annual cost method, present worth of cost method, equivalent uniform annual net return method, net present value method, benefit cost ratio method, internal or rate of return method. So, these are the different methods by which economic evaluation could be done. Thank you very much. Thank you.